Welcome to the first episode of Working with Bella. Bella is a German Shepherd that is locked into prey and has chronic overstimulation. So, watch my prologue and introduction about my strategy with this dog. So, I am working with Bella here after I have conditioned the prong collar, and again, watch the prologue in why I decided to use the prong collar in this particular case, and how I use it and how I adjust it, and also learn that there's no harsh corrections with the prong collar. To recap, a prong collar is never used in teaching or training, but I use it in rare occasions for behavior modification where the dog is locked in a mind state and he can get out with positive reinforcement, and it actually even overstimulates the dog. So that's where a mild aversive is often a better choice. But again, in teaching and training new behaviors, aversives should never be used. Hence, I always say aversives should be left to people to know what they're really doing, as you can damage the relationship very quickly. And again, our goal is to always have a relationship based upon trust and respect and fun. And so by implementing the aversive incorrectly, you could damage that trust and respect and the fun factor that the dog has in relationships towards you. So in this particular session, I have two other handlers. One is Jeff with Agrippa, and the other one is Charlie with Luke. With Agrippa, Jeff just wanted to be on the field and see if he could get some engagement with his pup. And then Charlie is working with Luke on not lunging to other dogs and having calm behavior. And he just does that on a regular first saver that's on the dead ring and food. And I am working with Bella on control and on our communication. So what she's learning from me is this: when she's calm and assertive and she has focus on me, but more important, the mind state is that good things will follow, and the good things are verbal praise from me or physical praise from me, with me petting her and touching her and giving her social affection. She really thrives on that. And getting food, and I have two different kinds of food. I have a regular value with kibble, and I have a little bit of a sausage with me for exceptional behavior. So she's learning to work for all her food, and that all that food comes through work and by my hand. And then there's a negative consequence, and that consequence is what you see, a light pop on the prong collar, and it's basically more of an attention signal. It's more a nagging, annoying effect rather than a severe punishment, as I don't believe in that. And again, pain with a dog should always be avoided, and that is my problem that I have with a lot of people using tools like they are not intended. I believe that 90+% of the trainers out there actually has no idea how to use a prong collar or an e-collar or whatever tool they use to give a dog an aversive with. The so-called dog trainers out there, they have, in my opinion, zero idea how to use it correctly. They can't even fit it properly, and the result is a communication without clarity, but a communication that brings a lot of confusion. And then when that communication brings a lot of confusion, the dog is doubting their behavior even more. And it has an aversive effect on your progress in training. So hence, if you have a dog that has such mental challenges, dogs that are locked into sometimes aggression, in prey, or dogs that have chronic overstimulation or chronic stress, and chronic stress can happen from even living with the wrong owner, or with not a wrong owner, but with an owner that is communicating constantly in conflict. The dog could be chronically stressed, and in that particular case, an aversive communication might actually bring a calmer mind. So I'm continuing asking Bella to just stay with me and be calm. Bella normally barks and screams at dogs and cats and anything that moves, a squirrel, a mole, a raccoon, a fly, a cow, a horse, like literally everything that moves. And she will bite trees, she will dig in the ground, she will trash the ground, she will try to pull out grass, etc., etc. So I am conditioning her that if she even thinks about going into that mind state, that a correction will follow. And as you can see, the dog's actually very happy with my communication. So we're going into a second session. So in this particular case, I decided to expose her to my neighbor's cows. Again, here, what I'm teaching her, that calm behavior will lead to her lunch, which is in this case kibble. And then when she thinks about going into prey lock or going a little bit overboard in her energy, that a aversive will follow. The most difficult thing to do in this kind of work is your timing. If your timing is not correct, you get yourself into a whole world of trouble as you bring even more confusion to the work. So timing with the leash, timing with your positive reinforcer, in this particular case I use the clicker, that if those timings are not correct, if you don't reinforce the behavior that you want and the mind state that you want and the energy that you want, or punish on the other side the energy and mind state that you don't want, if that timing is not correct, this type of work will only set you back. And again, that is why this type of work should only be done with people that are extremely experienced, and that way you can build upon your relationship that is built upon trust and respect. If you don't know what you're doing, or you're doing it completely wrong, you will break the relationship. I have been with this dog now for a week, and so with a week of good communication, clarity, and consistency in my communication, the dog has built a lot of trust in me and a lot of respect in me, and that is why I make so much progress. So here we are, we're going to expose, we were actually on our way home, and I could see that her mind was going nuts. And I asked her in a sit, and as you could see, with the movement of the horse, she went into the wrong mind state. And here I give her the aversive, and they're very light hops on the leash. And you could see that from the moment she stops, I'm immediately reinforcing her. And then I'm keep reinforcing that calm behavior and the engagement towards me. You also see that there is still a little bit of focus onto the horse, but with the clarity in communication and the correct timing, the dog is learning very quickly. So this is a good demonstration of, again, learning consequences, which in the next episode, episode 2, I'll dive a little bit deeper into that. One of the mistakes that a lot of people do is then bring the dog out of the situation immediately, where in many cases that is actually the right thing to do. However, when we have a dog like this is not the right thing to do. So we need to keep the dog exposed and keep reinforcing those two consequences. And the consequence is, you think about going into the wrong mind state that will lead to a negative consequence, and you think about doing the right thing, you get a positive consequence. So I decided to end it here. I think the dog did a good job, so I'm taking her back. I'm walking her back to the training facility. As you can see, the horse is still creating a lot of prey drive, but Bella is making correct choices here. So it was a very successful day for her. I was very pleased. So thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next session.